Hello there. The UK Cabinet has met and agreed to ramp up contingency planning across all departments for a no-deal exit from the European Union. In a move that will delight Brexiteers, the government has decided that all of its departments are to make it their main priority to fully implement their emergency no-deal Brexit plans. This will be followed up by advice to both businesses and citizens on what to expect. According to Downing Street, getting Theresa May's deal through Parliament does remain the top priority, but Cabinet has also unanimously agreed that no-deal planning needs to be implemented. Now, although this all seems sensible stuff, it also sends out a message to the EU that we will be ready for leaving on WTO terms. But I think that is a secondary issue, and that this is more designed to put as much pressure on MPs to accept her deal rather than have no deal. And already the Lib Dems are saying that reports that 3,500 troops have been put on standby in case of disruption is part of trying to scare MPs into supporting her deal, with Vince Cable saying that this is all just psychological warfare. But I don't think MPs will go for that, and so the PM's deal will still be voted out, however much Project Fear is accelerated. I think MPs are just hoping for some way to emerge for them to revoke Article 50. Now on to Labour and Jeremy Corbyn. In a fit of bluster yesterday afternoon, the leader of the Labour Party declared his intention to lay a motion of no confidence in Theresa May as Prime Minister before the House. It all sounded so grand, except that this is not a full-blown vote of no confidence in the government, so Theresa May has no requirement to have it even debated, let alone voted on, and Number 10 has already dismissed it as political nonsense. So Corbyn's motion of no confidence has been exposed as a motion of no consequence. And on top of that, it's cost him some personal political capital as well, because he's acted like a frustrated old buffoon with no real plan and not enough support to get the job done properly. And now that a position has been reached where, because it looks like a no-deal exit is closer than it's ever been, Jacob Rees-Mogg's European Research Group has swung back round behind the PM to make it extremely hard for Corbyn to unseat the government. So it looks like the Tory party can't get rid of Theresa May for another year, and Corbyn can't get the numbers in Parliament to get rid of her government. But while Jeremy goes about being inconsequential and the Cabinet ponders on how to ramp up the no-deal planning to full bore, the Remainers are still calling for a second EU referendum. Now it's a group of 53 business leaders who say, if Parliament cannot agree on any form of Brexit urgently, we as entrepreneurs call on the Prime Minister to take her deal to the British people. But as I said in a video this morning, time has almost certainly run out to hold a proper and legitimate referendum. Just the parliamentary stage alone would take a minimum of 11 weeks. And you know they'd want votes for 16-year-olds and those expats that haven't lived here for decades, and it would also take an age to develop the correct question. Also, no one could campaign properly until they knew what the exact question on the ballot paper was going to be. Now, having watched some commentators and politicians on the TV, it's become quite obvious that some of them are unaware that to extend the Article 50 process to hold a referendum needs the unanimous agreement of each of the other EU 27 nations. We cannot extend it on our own, as some of them seem to think we can. They may well be confused by the recent ECJ decision that says we can, though, unilaterally revoke our notification to the EU that we were leaving, which would put us back fully in the EU. But the EU 27 has shown no real appetite for extending Article 50, but would, I'm sure, be happy to see us revoke it entirely, so getting them to agree to an extension would be a bit of a task. In the end, to extend Article 50 would become an issue of what would the UK be prepared to give up to each of these countries so as to get their agreement. For example, what could we offer the Republic of Ireland or Spain that would get them to agree? This process alone could take weeks or months and even never get agreed anyway. No, they can't shift Theresa May or her government. They are 99.9% certain to reject her deal, and a second referendum is a non-starter. So with every day that passes, it's fast coming down to a choice between one of the only two remaining options, and at some stage it will be up to the PM and the government to choose between leaving fully on WTO terms or using some excuse to revoke Article 50 unilaterally to put us in the position of never having said we were leaving the EU. Now, if there was a massive political upheaval and Theresa May lost a vote of confidence in her government, whoever replaced her, of whatever party, would face the same choice. So what I'm saying is that all this political mucking about has achieved is nothing more than kicking the decision can down the road to the point where at the last moment a casting vote has to be used between fully leaving the EU and fully remaining in it. Our job is to ensure the pressure is intensified on the PM and her team, as well as anyone else likely to replace them, to not falter and follow through on the result of the 2016 EU referendum. But do they have the commitment to the UK, as well as the belief in its people, to do what it takes to get the job done properly? So, please let us all know what you think by leaving a comment below, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.